Do you struggle with setting boundaries? Well, if you grew up in a home where speaking up meant conflict, guilt tripping, or being shut down, then it makes complete sense that you may struggle with assertiveness today. And I want you to know that it is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn a new way. Assertiveness is not aggression, it is not being rude, and it is not being selfish. Assertiveness is self respect in action. And one of the most powerful mindset shifts that I can give you is this: you are allowed to take up space and you are allowed to speak up without apologizing for your existence. Hi, I'm Karina Ibar Jacobs, licensed psychotherapist and coach. And today we are going to talk about a topic that resonates with so many of my clients and members, and that is essential to your healing and growth journey: how to become a more assertive person, especially if you have been conditioned to stay small, to keep quiet, to put others' needs above your own, and take up as less space as possible. So, why does assertiveness matter? If you're constantly saying yes when you mean no, if you're biting your tongue to avoid conflict, or if you find yourself spiraling in resentment after yet another boundary is crossed, I want you to know there is a better way. Assertiveness allows to protect your peace and respect others. It's the sweet spot between being passive and being aggressive. It's where your self worth lives. And here are a few foundational tools I teach in my Boundaries Masterclass and that I use myself. Number one, I want you to stick with the facts. Instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," I want you to say, "When I was speaking just now and you spoke over me, I felt dismissed." You see the difference? There's no accusation, there's not "you do this or that," but genuine respect. The facts speak for themselves. No need to exaggerate to be heard. Number two, start with "I" and not "you." You statements sound like blame, right? Can you resonate with that? I'm sure you've gotten defensive when people say, "You do this," right? But "I" statements take ownership. I feel overwhelmed when plans change last minute. I need more notice next time. This helps reduce defensiveness and keeps the door open to real connection and respect. Number three, your body language matters. Stand tall, look them in the eye, breathe, and relax your shoulders. Speak clearly. When you look confident, people listen. And more importantly, you start to believe in your own voice. Number four, use a firm, calm tone. You don't need to yell or justify. Keep it simple and direct. For instance, "I am not available for that, but I hope that it goes well." No excuses needed. No over explaining. That's growth. Number five, practice the sandwich method. This is my favorite tool that I constantly teach my clients and members. You might have heard of the sandwich method in conflict resolution, in business, etc., which is you introduce a positive quality, a negative, or the conflict at hand, and then another positive. That is a more simplistic approach to conflict resolution and being assertive. I like to introduce to you the compassionate sandwich method. And why I call it the compassionate sandwich method is because it places the relationship at the epicenter. It could be something like this: "I really value our friendship. And I've noticed that when we talk, I often don't get a chance to share. I would love it if we could both feel equally heard. I don't think it's your intention, but I thought I would bring it up because I value our relationship." You see the maturity, the respect, and the value of the relationship at the epicenter. There's no accusation, there's no tippy-toeing, but being clear, firm, calm, and compassionate. Lead with care. Insert the boundary and then close with connection. That is a powerful yet simple tool to keep in mind when you want to set a boundary and become a more assertive person. However, let's be real. Assertiveness is hard for some of us because if you were raised in dysfunction, being assertive might feel wrong or unsafe. You might have been guilt tripped into agreeing, and you were trained to prioritize everyone else's needs and emotions before your own. But here is the reality I want to remind you of. Being a good daughter or child doesn't mean being silent. And I'm speaking to all of you adult children of dysfunctional families. Being a kind person doesn't mean being a doormat. And being assertive is how you stop abandoning yourself. Now, do you want to take it deeper? Because I have something for you. This is just the beginning. To support your journey, I have created a free, powerful workbook, Becoming a More Assertive Person. No email required. It's free to download, and I will link it in the description. It includes reflection exercises on where you struggle to speak up, the exact phrases to practice assertive communication, my go to sandwich method and script templates, a checklist to help you build, express, and enforce boundaries without guilt, and a powerful boundary setting practice you can role play with a friend or a therapist or coach, whoever you feel most comfortable with. You have the tools in there, as well as some affirmations. You can download it right now by clicking the link in the description. Remember, assertiveness is a muscle. You are not taught to use it, but you can definitely learn. Every time you choose to speak up, even if your voice shakes, you are choosing yourself. And that is what healing and growth is all about. Be compassionate with yourself in the process because it takes practice. This is part of my Setting Boundaries Without Guilt series. So if this video resonated with you, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you do not miss what's next. And if you are looking for more support in healing from people pleasing, parentification trauma, and reclaiming your voice, I want you to come and join our waitlist for our Self Worth Hub, where we go even deeper with group coaching, masterclasses, community, so that you don't have to do this alone. You deserve to be heard, to be respected, and to have equitable relationships. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. I will see you in the next video, and please remember your resilience.